All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to be diving into the markets. We're going to be diving into the crypto gaming market specifically. There's a lot of hot launches coming up, and I want to make sure you are prepared for those launches, how exactly to play those, as we just saw the recent successes of stuff like Pixels, like Heroes of Mavia. So what are the next coins hitting the market that you should have your eyes on? And are they primed to potentially do similar runs? I'll also go through some coins I think that are pretty cheap in this market still, as well as that are taking dips and could be good DCAs, some news across the space, and more. So action-packed show today. Without further ado, let's get in the game. And as always, guys, drop down, hit that like button, and subscribe down below. We're trying to hit 100K subs on this In the Game channel, one of the biggest crypto gaming channels on YouTube. Help us out, like and subscribe down below. And a quick shout out to all of our sponsors here on In the Game: Vulcan Forged, Ultra, Redato, Dreams Quest, Game Starter, NordVPN, 96.com, Uncaged, and our newest partner, Africarare. We will talk a little bit about them at the end of the show, but let me just get my screen pulled up here and we will get into this market. And as mentioned, like, there has been some market domination recently with Heroes of Mavia coming to market here, as we see sitting at a 1.8 million or a billion fully diluted, pardon me, as well as Pixel at a 2.7 billion fully diluted. The market is heating up for gaming tokens, and when I look across the board currently, I think a lot of the entries are still pretty reasonable. And we'll go through some of the stuff that's on a dip, some of the stuff that's still performing well. And then I'm going to get into the new token narrative and exactly how you can play that. But I agree with a lot of what Elio has been saying recently. I don't think people really understand the insane quality of teams that are coming to crypto gaming, seeing deals every day that would have been earth-shaking 2 years ago. This is not the minor leagues anymore. The inflection point is coming. And I agree, like, the things I'm being told behind the scenes, different teams building here, different products coming to the space. And we've seen it with the way Ronin has escalated, with the way Pixels, with the way Mavia is going off. Like, there are definitely, it's a different level that people are playing at right now in this market. And let's just take a look at the market currently. Shout out to Ultra and Uncaged leading the 24-hour charts here. Uncaged, you know, they provided a lot of updates on their studio plans, etc. So this one's up 17% on the day. We move over to Ultra, up 13% on the day. I think that Project Citadel for Ultra could be the game changer here when it comes to making that token have some nice price appreciation. When people have to go in, download Ultra, use Ultra for the in-game transactions for Project Citadel, I see that being a very, very big narrative for them. And then Cap Games. This one's been performing quite nicely. We gave this one to you. If we go to the month chart, I mean, in these lows at this point in time, and I just got word they're making a big mobile push. Their studio's got some nice stuff in the works as well. So shout out to Cap Games. Anyone that bought this, 68% over the month. Pretty solid gains, if you ask me. Based is sitting at today, it's up 10%. Nice to see. It's having trouble breaking above this point, but the V4 update, I think, could be what sends them over this little price. Like, if you look at the month, right, we got up to 30 cents here. About 30 cents on the charts. So hopefully we can break through that on this next run up. But nonetheless, we are here to talk about news in the market and what tokens are still cheap. So let's just kind of jump through here. Number one, let's just take a look at the elephants in the room first and foremost. And that's Ronin, that's Pixels, and that's Mavia. So when you look at the popularity of the chain, it really is incredible. Let's go to market cap here and we find Ronin. Ronin is half the size of Beam, and Ronin is 1/4 of the size of Immutable by market cap. Yet Ronin, these transaction numbers are by far the most impressive in the industry. And the unique one-day addresses, 897,000 active addresses on one day. 1.19 million active addresses across 7 days. 1.76 million active addresses across the 30 days. Like, and as Jiho says here, CEO of Ronin, how can Ronin be so popular yet so underrated? And there's a lot of talk here about this announcement, Mavia's layer 2 announcement. So one thing that Mavia did very well, they didn't choose a blockchain. They put the game out. They got the users. They got the hype. They put the token out. And now they're going to go pick between Avalanche subnets, Arbitrum, IMX, Ronin. And I think Ronin's probably ruled out based on some of the things I've seen, like online. But I mean, if Heroes of Mavia joined Ronin, that would be the biggest power play for both Ronin and Mavia, because Ronin's community is super loyal. Mavia already has the base layer of, players, etc. So that would be huge. My prediction here is probably going to be IMX. But I just feel like it wouldn't be as impactful if they chose IMX instead of maybe an Avalanche subnet, an Arbitrum, or a Ronin, because I feel like then they would insert themselves as the biggest game on multiple of those chains. Ronin would be the one where Pixels is still bigger, but this will be something to look out for. I think this could be very bullish if they make the right decision here as far as where they are going to build. But this just kind of builds like, I'm so bullish on all these ecosystems: IMX, Beam, Avalanche, Ronin. All these chains I can't get enough of in my portfolio at this point in time. Even Beam, if you look here, their first in-house game, Forgotten Playland. This is built in-house by Merit Circle, and coming to the Beam blockchain, free to play, Q1 2024. This token launched just yesterday, so the Beam ecosystem is also flourishing. It would be interesting if they went to build with Beam, but I don't see that being the case. So this is on Feb 27th. I will obviously update whenever we get this announcement, but this will be something to definitely keep your eye on. And I mean, people are taking notice across the space right now. The gaming market is where the money is right now. And Virtual Bacon, one of the biggest YouTubers in crypto right now, he says his portfolio is simple for gaming: Mavia, Pixel, and Shrap. I agree with all three of those plays. 𝗏 and Ron, next gen infra, and super token utility and community. So, and I commented, this is a Valhalla portfolio. I do love this portfolio, and I think there's a lot of different ways you could go. So let's take a look at tokens that are cheap today, in my opinion. As mentioned, I'm watching out for Forgotten Playland from Beam. I think that one's going to be interesting. ScarQuest, that's a really interesting one here. This is a pretty under the radar project they've been building for quite some time. This is definitely one I have on my radar, and I'm going to do a little more deep dives into in the future. But this one's pretty cheap at an 8 million market cap. I think it's a pretty good entry today. BoxBet. Now, this is one I did want to bring up because BoxBet just added esports, and they did just do another massive burn on their token supply. So now on the Telegram bot, you can bet esports, sports betting, and they burned a big chunk of the supply. Let's just dive in here and find that tweet, because it was pretty impressive. Whenever I saw the burn numbers, another 0.75% of the max supply. Like this is crazy. Like they're burning supply like crazy, and their goal is to burn 75% of the total supply. So I'm going to be on the lookout for that for sure. And then when it comes down to other tokens here, very bullish on BoxBet. Decimated, I've heard some rumblings about upcoming announcements for Decimated. $13 million market cap here. Pretty cheap underneath the Solana ecosystem. Definitely one I'm watching. We have Champs, which another one I had to update here is they're coming out with their PvP mode. So real-time PvP is on the way. This is a $5 million market cap. It's fully diluted. They have a great user base. They have great liquidity coming into this ecosystem. Community is also very loyal. So that's another one as far as tokens go that I'm definitely taking a look at this moment in time that could be a good accumulation. And then when you look at the bigger stuff here, because a lot of those at the bottom of the charts right now are small caps. I like GFAL. I like GameStarter. Dubs is a great accumulation. Anything below $40 million market cap. I would also say, whenever the metaverse narrative comes around, when Wilder World hits these 30-cent ranges, it's a pretty decent buy as well. I think that Altura has been on a run. If this goes back under 50 million, so right now, as you see, 53 million, under a 50 million market cap could be value there. I think Virtue Poker is pretty decently priced at the moment in time. There's a lot of good buys across the space. Honeyland has been moving kind of sideways to negative. That's a really, really good buy underneath the Solana ecosystem. I like Unix with their new battle tech that they came out with. And then a couple others that are coming out with some updates. Playable Games, one of my favorite studio plays, they're revamping their white paper. So I think this could have something to do with the tokenomics. They've been pushing the node sales hard, and the revenue here has been impressive because they have multiple games you can go play. They have the play to earn live on Nexus. They're selling nodes. This ecosystem's definitely one to watch. So this tokenomics or white paper revamp, I'm definitely keeping my eyes on. I think Senate and Citus just continue to push. Like the Citus pad is going to go live here pretty soon, and let's find both of these, because yeah, we have Citus, which is up 37% this week, but I know Senate, yeah, it's only up 22% this week at about 16 cents, $17 million market cap. I mean, we've been calling this one out since 2 cents. This is one I'm still so bullish on. And as we see here, Citus just partnered up with Linea Build in a virtual event with thrilling quests, challenges, and rewards. You can create tasks to earn some Citus and Linea tokens. So as you see here on Citus Official, you can go to this quest and you can start potentially earning some tokens just by going in and participating in those initiatives. So right now, is it your last chance to get your hands on some of these big hyped gaming tokens? We're about to dive into the meat of the show here. I don't think so, personally, because there are so many to come, okay? Over the next 6 months, it's going to be new token launch season. Now, what does this exactly mean? There are going to be so many new tokens that come through the space that launch, and you need to pay attention to a couple of important metrics here to make sure that you can take advantage of the right launches to ride these things up. And I'm going to use 𝗵𝗡𝗻𝗂 as the prime example. This one launched here at about $2.80. And I remember on my timeline, people said this should be a $7 token. Well, as we see here, that 280, that was, about 3x ago, almost 2.5x ago. This fully diluted market cap was about 700 million when it launched, now at 1.82 billion. So we've seen the appreciation here up 154% after launch. So what was the catalyst here? They had their game live, okay? They were able to launch the game, get all the sentiment. They did the play to airdrop. Everyone came through, and people kept playing the game. And so they knew the product, the token launched, and people deemed it undervalued. So they kept buying, and this one had a huge swing upwards. With Pixel, it's a little different. Pixel launched at a 2.7 billion fully diluted. But if you were to do a little deeper investigation, they both have very long vesting. And I actually think both of these tokens are healthy vesting. And I actually think that both of them could provide very good upside potential if you were to take small DCAs into them. But what about the upcoming tokens? So first and foremost, I think Mavia could push past all-time highs, $10. I think Pixels could be this cycle's kind of underneath Ronin and Sky Mavis, the creators of Axie Infinity. That could be this cycle's Axie. And I think a couple of games are competing for that. Even Echelon Prime, like with the AI and the gaming, everything they're doing. These are the 3 gaming tokens I would be heaviest in my portfolio if I'm going hard on these top tier games that I'm betting on being the next Axie. But guys, this is not all that's going to be hitting this market. Over the next 2 weeks of time, we have huge launches coming to the space. We have Portal, which is trading OTC at $2. This is going to put this at a multi-billion-dollar valuation. On the 29th, this is coming straight to the Binance launch pool. So Portal hitting Binance. This is going to be huge. Now, this is one where the private investors are going to be out way before a lot of the other sections of the tokenomics. The tokenomics here are very healthy also, but what I'm worried about is they don't have now we have to see product here. Portal is a lot of speculation, whereas the difference is when you look at something like Echelon Prime, Pixels, or you look at Mavia, they have games and products that are live at this moment in time. So Portal is one. Tread with caution after launch. There's going to be a lot of profit taking, but anyone who couldn't get in early on this is going to be FOMOing in. So just watch that valuation and look out for those unlocks, because the one thing I can tell you is this is going to matter the most. You need to look at the circulating versus the diluted market cap, and then head over to the white paper. You're going to have to do this manually, or I believe, I forget what the website is. You can go and you can actually see the vesting laid out over like a schedule. Look at the vesting and see when people are getting their early tokens. And if there's a few month time period where there's no tokens going into the ecosystem, it's going to be a good play. That's exactly what happened to Mavia. So Mavia, people got airdrops. There was a TGE unlock for a lot of different rounds, but now it's long vesting. Some of the vesting 60 months, some of the vesting 72 months before people get their full investment out of this. So that's very healthy. So you should be doing your research on when private investors are going to be selling these tokens, because with Mavia, with Pixels, it's very healthy. Whereas maybe some of these other projects that are launching might not be the same, but you need to do your research on that. And I will help you guys do that as these tokens go live. We have block games coming up. They're going to have app updates, big announcements, community presale, airdrop snapshot, and the TGE for their block token. We have Play versus X. This is one that's very under the radar that I'm really looking forward to. They're going to have their high roller NFT collection, the versus X token launch, closed beta, all that good stuff. They're over partnered up with Neo Tokyo, and they're going to be doing some really cool stuff in the gaming and gambling niche. We have Aether Games. This one's launching in 2 weeks. So Portal launches a week from today, and that's on what, February 29th? Yeah, February 29th. Is it leap year this year? I guess so, huh? That I had no clue that that this month. Yeah, we got 29 days in February. Interesting. All right. But this one's going live on February 29th. Then the following week, we have Aether Games going live with their token. They just partnered up with the IP from the Wheel of Time. So basically, the way you need to play this is, if you miss one of these big hype launches, do not worry. We're going to have so much coming through the door. Portal, Block Games, versus X, Aether Games. You're going to have Block Lords. You're going to have gunzilla eventually coming out with the guns token for off the grid. There's just so many opportunities. So if you feel like something's passed you up, I can guarantee you it hasn't. And to be just transparent with you, I still think that there's runs left for stuff like Echelon Prime, like Pixels, like Mavia. I really do. So I don't think you're too late on a lot of these hyped tokens. And then on top of that, you have just in the next couple of weeks, like 3-4 different tokens to be able to take advantage of. So I'm very bullish on a lot of these upcoming launches, and it's a really good time for these tokens to be launching in a good market. As long as Bitcoin sustains where it's at and these gaming launches keep popping off, the gaming sector is going to be in the focus. And I mean, we've waited a long time for this. Launches are going on, and it's because of quality product, right? So some of these, like Portal, are going to be speculation. Block Games has a great product. Versus X, great product. Aether Games, great product, right? So this one next week, we're going to have our eyes on it, that's for sure. Portal launch at 10 a.m. UTC on Binance. So guys, just be careful on these. And like I said, when you go look at these tokens, do your research on token unlocks. Check out this market cap here. Check out the fully diluted and go see when those early investors are going to be able to sell, because that's going to be pivotal for whenever you enter these tokens to make sure you're not about to become someone else's exit liquidity whenever they do choose to sell their vested tokens. But at the end of the day, and my overall opinion on this market currently, I'm still mega bullish heading into the halving. I think we push up closer to 60,000. I honestly think, you know, the 52,000 resistance is important, and it's being very much publicized online. But one thing I have to say, we're not ranging low. Like when we hit that resistance, it just kind of trends around 51. Like I think we're prepping for another leg up. And I think our gaming bags are going to be looking even more fruitful than they have over the last 4 months whenever that next leg up does come through. So I'm overall bullish. There's lots of tokens that we dropped in this video that I think are pretty cheap as well as upcoming to get your hands on. And quite frankly, I think some of these big games and big chains, when we look at the market caps, Ronan's still 2x undervalued IMX. Like I think there's some good trades out there to be made and good accumulation. So just keep your eyes. Africarare is our newest sponsor here on In the Game. And as we see, their UBU token, UBU, launches here in just 6 days. So they have a bold vision to, serve over 1 billion people, which is crazy, and break barriers by leveraging the power of AI and mixed reality. They've had successful sales over 800K with their NFTs. They've onboarded 34 B2B and B2C brands, as well as 95,000 registered users. And there's a big use case with this because you can gain access to the metaverse, 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏, I don't know how to pronounce that exactly. You can explore, interact, and participate in the virtual Africa. And then you can actually have real world impact as well. There's charitable contributions, different experiences. So this goes live over the next 6 days, and you can join the allow list here. I believe that link is down below if this is something that piques your interest. We also have 𝗓𝗏𝗡𝗧𝗏, another team who's been building bull and bear, and I've been very impressed with where they've come and just like, launching a token last bull at the top is hard because everyone just judges you on price. But they've really been revamping this ecosystem. They have a lot of cool stuff coming in media, entertainment, TV, gaming, music. So they posted this new dev update, which I've been loving. They're just consistently posting their updates here about their idle RPG. And then also, everyone always wants to be a part of the space. 𝗓𝗏𝗡𝗧𝗏 is hiring. So if you want, go over to their Twitter. You can click their Loom link here, and they are hiring. And I know a lot of people want to work in Web3. I know a lot of people are looking for positions and want to just be a part of the crypto space. So check that out as well. And shout out to 𝗓𝗏𝗡𝗧𝗏 and Redato for building through last bull, through the bear, and more. And then as we see here, we have NordVPN. So NordVPN, they're doing an exclusive deal. There's been a lot of exploits across crypto. My contact at Nord sent me something about a $26 million exploit of data. And you don't have that happen. Always use a VPN. And whenever you sign up to NordVPN, you get an extra 4 months absolutely free with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Use a VPN down below. I use one every day. There's not a second on this show that I'm not on a VPN. So definitely sign up down. I am going to keep my eyes on this market like a hawk, as I think Bitcoin's next move up is going to be a big one for gaming tokens. So guys, I will see you on the Friday show, and I will also see you on Rand's show tomorrow. I will be appearing on Rand's Banter Friday. We built the ultimate gaming portfolio for anyone who's new to the gaming space, that's an experienced gaming investor. We put together a portfolio that I believe will lead you to gaming Valhalla this cycle. So I will see you guys then. As always, play well, my friends.